Howdy folks, welcome back to another 3D Hangout. I'm Noe, a designer here at Adafruit. Joining me every week, Mr. Pedro Ruiz.
What's going on everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creative tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printing projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right, 3D printing projects, all good stuff. Dude, it is almost 2 years, 2-year anniversary guys. This is episode 99, so next week will be 100. We started August 7th, 2014, so it's been 2 years. And we're still doing it.
Yeah, so it's actually, we started I think 2 months before that. We were doing like our practice runs.
That's right.
August 7th was
Practice
the
runs.
first broadcasted episode.
Still as awkward as the first time. You know what my favorite part of the show is? The coupon code.
This week's coupon
It's a
code
coupon
is
code.
a countdown. You get 10% off.
Countdown to the new year, or countdown to your birthday, or countdown to Maker Faire, or countdown to your death.
You're immortal.
I don't. It's very morbid, right? But here it is. This is our week. This is this week's project. It is a collaboration project with Mr. Phil B. Paint Your Dragon is his surname, maybe. Yeah. So this was a cool idea from Lamar. She thought, hey, let's make a countdown clock. This is a little bit different than what you would see. This actually has minutes, a total of minutes. To a desired date. So for right now, this is actually set to Halley's Comet, right? In the Arduino sketch, you add your year, your month, and your day, and then the sketch will calculate how many minutes are left till then. This is a long time from now. What is this? 3 million minutes away? Something like that? I had a website open and I closed it where it said how many minutes. It's a lot of minutes. But the cool thing is you can of course change it however you want. This is a Pro Trinket and 2 7-segment LED displays.
Yeah.
RTC module to keep track of the time, real-time clock module.
Yeah.
Okay. How are you powering it?
So this is powered by a 12 millimeter coin cell battery for the RTC, and we'll just have this plugged into our laptop right here, so you can use any 5-volt power source.
Cool. This is 3D printed case and then CNC milled acrylic faceplate. So you 3D printed it at first, and I was like, hey, let me get the other mill and see if I can mill something out for it. And then this is just like, what is this, like city? I thought it was cities at first, but if you look carefully, it's like...
Oh, it's supposed to be a graveyard.
It's a graveyard, it's a cemetery. You can see the gates and the tombstones.
Check out the Fusion files, though. We do give away the measurements for the 7-second display, so you can draw yourself whatever faceplate you want.
Cool.
Do like a countdown to vacation, Halloween.
Countdown.
As we see, all the department stores seem to think it's Halloween time
it's
right
Halloween
around the corner.
already, guys. Okay. There's some letters like engraved too in there. Death clock, death clock.
So
there
if
it
we
is.
take a look at your little process of setting that up, that's really cool.
Want to do that? Real quick, we'll run through some things. So again, the coupon code is countdown. If you want to pick up anything in the shop, be sure to use the
pick up the RTC batteries.
Yeah. And we got a
7
special
segments.
highlight product then that we'll talk about that we think will help you out in your projects. We still got the free deal going on for orders of $100 or more. You get free shipping. We still have some cool things that have to do with shipping, like same-day delivery in New York City. We have a newsletter that's still happening. Every day we have a new piece of news for lots of different categories. And that's pretty much the spiel of the show. Thank you guys for joining us in the chat room. Everybody in the chat room is watching live on YouTube and Twitch. So, yeah, welcome to the show, guys.
To Tuna, Chris, Steph Kirby,
Andrew Stott,
2386.
Yeah.
Hello,
hello.
Daniel.
Woo!
Disrupted yourself.
You get a shout out.
In there.
You get a shout out. Cool. Thank you guys again for joining. So, yep, we're just running through our Woody prototyping stuff. And let's keep prototyping stuff. Guess what I got in the mail?
Which one?
I got PCBs. Wash Park. A couple weeks ago, I worked on a watch thing, which turned into the Circuit Playground. Yeah, so these are fresh from Osh Park. They came in yesterday. It's a wearable breadboard.
Prototyping.
Yeah, what's going on in the back there? I don't know what it is. It just made like random graphics. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to try out like different tools and eagle to make like these curvy curvatures. I don't know, but yeah, that's it. This is the milled one, the first version I made using the other mill. This one's actually held up pretty good. Usually the oxidation kicks in at about a week or two. This is holding up pretty strong. I don't have a battery because I had to use it, but I took the battery out. This is the second one they made. This one is, you can see it's a little bit more oxidized. So these are great for prototypes, but once you want something to be durable, you really want to send it off to Oshpark or something. So that's future project. It's I took this design and like reworked it for the Circuit Playground board. So that was like 2 weeks ago, the project, and this one just kind of got shoved in the back because waiting for PCBs and Pokemon, a lot of Pokemon stuff. This week's Milling Monday was, it took our previous 3D printed Pokemon case that's printed in Ninja Flex, and instead of 3D printing the logo, I milled it out of acrylic on the other mill. This is a fluorescent pink acrylic. It looks pretty cool.
So this is used for edge lighting. So this is,
it's perfect for
like
edge lighting
glows,
and just random light in the atmosphere makes it light up too. So that's pretty cool. This was I did a tutorial on this one. So this was like the first round of milling, CNC milling tutorials using CAM tools, Vision 360. So that one's up there. A couple people saw it already.
Yeah, not a lot of tutorials on that, so you're going to sort of spearhead this CNC learning.
Yeah, there's a couple of the channels out there, like NYC CNC, NYC CNC, yeah. That's a great
really
channel.
Good, yeah.
That's for like huge, like $100,000 CNCs. Other Mill is definitely in its own class. It's like mini, desktop, adorable, cute CNC machine. I'm really falling in love with the machine. It's really cool. And trying to come up with projects that combine CNC and 3D printing. Well, I keep saying like CNC, like it's like some special thing. Like a printer is a CNC, you know. So I need to say like milling, cutting, subtractive, additive. So combining the two together, this is a great project. It's super simple. Combines these two together, makes this really, takes advantage of different properties. Like you couldn't really mill the case, you know what I mean? Because it has geometries that go inside. You can't mill that really, you know.
Of course, we printed this in
Instinct
color, since everybody was complaining.
Not everybody.
It's always.
They said it was funny that we picked Team Valor and Team Mystic, but we forgot about Instinct. So there you go. Pretty cool. I think it's cool.
Very cool.
It took like 5 minutes to mill. This would take like 15 minutes to print just the acrylic case. So that's what we got going on. Doing a lot of milling, a lot of other milling stuff. Star Trek is 50 years old, I think. And
sneak peek at
future
project.
A metal comm badge using Circuit Playground. Yeah.
So we're going to swap this out for a mirrored yellow little circle thing.
Yeah, there's some cool acrylics out there that have like a mirrored gold finish. I think that would be cool. I also ordered some brass, so that might be a good thing too.
The brass would probably be
I need to figure out how to mount it properly and stuff. I'm going to get a battery in there. It's going to get really chunky, but that's what happens.
It's definitely a little bit more bigger than what you would see on TV. But Phil B wrote the library that includes all the code that has the sound effects. So
you can get it right now.
It does a little chirpy.
Yeah, it uses the accelerometer to sense tapping.
So if you want to start playing with this, you can pick yourself up at Circuit Playground.
Put it on right here.
Put the code on already.
It's kind of good. Look at that. Pedro's wearing the red shirt. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. This was a lot of fun. It took like 2 hours to mill though because
the step down like you're using on this.
It was like 20 microns step down. 20 microns.
Because he had already broken a couple of bits and I want to repeat that again. But future project coming
lots of learning
for the 50th anniversary.
Anniversary. All right, back to the milling faceplate. Dude, we have like one other mill in stock. I know it's pricey, and people are like, "Why is it so expensive?"
Well, because mostly they're made for circuit board milling. The precision that you get on that is not
0.006.
Yeah, you're not going to get that on a regular CNC machine.
That's dope. Yeah.
In the chat, someone is saying that we should put LEDs so we can make a watch out of that. So it's a Perimeter Proto wearable, so you can design anything you want on
that. That's what it is. Oh, there's LEDs in there. This one has 2 NeoPixels because that's all I could manage to fit on there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that more later.
A couple of different designs that you can go with. When we release the project, though, we'll have a couple of designs that you can make with that already.
It'll be a Pokemon watch. Yeah. All right.
saying quick shout outs to Stepchai in the chat. Great Electronics.
Cool.
David
Hey, Stepchai.
Smith is in there.
He's a fellow M3D'er.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Do you want to do the labor layer?
Labor layer on how to CNC the faceplate. You
Oh,
can, of
we
course,
did
3D,
it.
but
We crashed it. Oh, nope. And we might be back. Are we back? There we go. Okay, so this is good. Sorry, guys. It looks like our death of clock was just came too short. Our time was off. Yeah, somehow we managed to crash Wirecast, which is our software that we use. Yeah, man, I'm clocking at like 95% CPU. That's nuts. So I'm not even gonna try to show you the labor layer again. I'm just gonna end up doing it standalone. Is that cool?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff in the show anyway, so be on the lookout for that if you're interested in cam tools inside of Fusion 360.
Yeah. Maybe we could talk about the other tip that I used for.
Absolutely, that is an even better tip. Let's mosey on over to the shop talk. Let's go to the shop. All right, here we are. All right, so in this project, Pedro, in this week's project, you came up with a really clever way to make multi-wires, like wires that share connections, right?
Yeah, so usually I make something like a little Y-shaped cable where I solder everything onto one cable. But since the Star Trek Communicator project, since there was sharing a ton of ground connections, I picked up the little flexible PCBs that we have in the shop and just cut those out to share all the ground planes together. Worked very nice in this project as well. So
every single project is going to benefit from this. So that's just a quick look here. The video we're showing is this week's project. There's 4 wires. They all need to share signals, ground, and power. And what you can do with this flexible piece, you can cut little strips out of it and use those to create basically kind of like a breadboard. It is a breadboard.
Yeah.
You have this this row that's all connected, and it's very flexible. It's very durable as well.
super durable.
So let's take a look at it here in the thing over there.
So I think we came out with these like last year, I believe.
Probably 2 years ago, man.
Yeah.
There you go, a little bit brighter
So a
for
lot more easier to cut than one of the regular Perma Proto boards, since you don't have
get
fiberglass
closer here. A
flying
little bit closer.
everywhere.
you.
Super thin?
Closer. Yeah, I think it's super thin. Again, it's really durable. It's
Very
just
easy to cut.
I don't even know what it's made out of. I guess it's like a plastic film and then copper, like really thin copper. But I've been using it in projects. The upcoming MIDI project that uses a MIDI Bluefruit feather board. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. But this is great because a lot of projects really need, a lot of projects that have a microcontroller and then a sensor and then LEDs, they all need to share a single pin. And sometimes you can manage it with like, you know, super good fine dexterity because like the pins are really, really small, right? But with this, you can just solder a strip directly to your ground connection and then have like a multitude of available ground ports.
Yeah, so this
is
what
really
we're
cool.
After here.
Yeah.
All of the connections right there and the through holes that allow you to
Yeah.
connect
So those
all
are
of
look
those.
like they're actually I never even noticed that they're thicker on the ground rail and the power in the ground. So that's why you use those.
Yep.
And then the signal ones are a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner rather.
Yeah.
So where can folks get these?
You should have a shot open of that.
Yep. Obviously, right there. This is product 1518. Adafruit.com/product/1518. $750 for one of them, but this thing will last you a while. You can just keep stripping away.
Yeah, I think I did like
Yeah.
like 5 different projects on this one.
Yeah, this thing's great.
This is all I've used up of it.
Yep.
But super handy to have. Definitely
Damn,
use
it's
it for a
super
lot
thin.
of projects, since a lot of the boards only have 1 or 2 ground connections. So this is a super easy way to expand that.
Yeah, it's meant for wearables, but hey, man, this works with any project that needs to share a bunch of wires.
And if you're using up the whole board, it even has these little
Manuals.
Yeah.
That's funny. I'm gonna put autofocus back on. Ready? And
Another thing that I used up in this project, can't believe it took this long to need, 2mm or M2 screws.
screws. A lot of folks ask us where do we get screws. So how about we show people where we get screws?
Yeah.
Because we don't carry them in the shop because there's too many SKUs and stuff to keep track of.
Yeah, it's where that we count all these.
Yeah,
So these are
so-
M2 0.4 by 4mm screws that fit perfectly inside of the Trinket Pro, because they have a super tiny little mounting hole, and it even fits on the middle. If I can open this up and show you guys. Whoa. Even fits on the
do
middle
overhead.
little mount
Overhead.
side here. Since you only have 2 mounting holes on each side of the USB and then one right in the middle. It even fits inside that tiny little guy right there.
When pegs just break and not enough for you,
Well, a lot of people have mentioned that they are not able to print those little pegs, and then after you snap them in and out, they do wear out after time. And these fit a multitude of the mounting holes that we use on a lot of the boards. So we use them on the RTC, on the Trinket, and the display.
Oh, they all use the
every single one of them, yeah.
Wow.
So we're gonna start using for all of our boards now. So
yeah, go metric.
Yeah, M2.4 by 4 millimeters.
Right. Get them here. Albany County's Fasteners.com. They have a great selection of M screws.
Great quality.
And they're pretty good. There's like, you can get 100 of them for like $1.
Yeah, that's actually the shipping
$1.
is actually more expensive than the actual product.
Yeah, well, you gotta get your margin somewhere. Good stuff. So there you go. We got some tips for you. Pick up those flexible PCBs from the Adafruit shop. Use the coupon code COUNTDOWN, and then count down to the shipping date. So yeah, there you go.
JJIG for some reason got blocked, but he's also saying to check out Mr. Metric for screws. We'll definitely check
Oh,
out.
cool. Thank you for that tip. MrMetric.com. I'm going to check it out. Hopefully this doesn't crash my computer. Sweet. Check it out.
Stuff Kirby is also saying
I like it.
check out McMaster for some of the screws as well.
McMaster, of course, McMaster. How did we forget? Because there's a McMaster plugin in Fusion 360. I kind of dabbled with it a little bit here and there, but Kirby's using it a lot, I think. So good stuff. How about you go back to the coupon code? Woo, coupon code. All right. Still chopping, still shop talking. Paige is tweeting over here. And
next up, we got some new filaments that we've been testing out.
Filaments. So many filaments. There's so many filaments. But hey, you know what we got that's really exciting?
Everybody's been talking about this brand new filament from Multi 3D called Electrifi.
Electrifi.
So they sent us over a sample spool to check out.
If
you guys haven't
load
seen
up the
this,
website. It's expensive filament, guys.
Yeah.
Why is it so expensive, and why is it so interesting?
It's copper nanowires that are inside here. The trick is that they figured out how to make it not oxidize.
Yeah, guess what it can do? It can do...
A very cool demo that they have here running microcontrollers, LEDs.
Holy bajolies. Yeah, so instead of soldering, they use a heat air gun, an airflow gun, to mount components, surface mounting components to these traces that are 3D printed in this material, in this filament. So these are some guys that came out with this, like sort of as an experimental thing. They're material scientists, and they figured out a cool way so it doesn't oxidize, like you're saying. And it's got a resistivity of like 0.006 ohms, which is crazy.
I forget the percentage, but a lot more.
A lot more current. You can pump a lot more current through this stuff than something like from Protopasta. So they have a learning guide. They show you how to like make. You can do a lot of things, right? You can use EagleCAD. You could use Inkscape or Illustrator, and then 123D to extrude it.
I think in one of them they showed how to do it inside of Quark.
Quark.
Whoa.
90s. And then they print it on a substrate. Like this is foam board, I think. But you could also probably print it on acrylic or paper, which Pedro did too. Which we'll take a look at here. Let's go look at that, and then we'll run our video of unboxing it and stuff. But here it is. This is some shiny copper nanowire Electrifi filament.
Yeah, so I just laid down the LED sequin right on top of there, plugged in the battery, and it lit up right away. Didn't lose any power. It looked nice and bright.
Yeah.
So what they're positioning this as is somewhere between, if you don't have an other mill, and if you don't want to send something out to Osh Park, you can create like a totally customizable circuit layout.
Yeah.
So just initial looking at this when I received it, it's a soft material, so it has a little bit of flex to it. We tried running this through the Bowden printer, the Sigma, and it just didn't work. It's because of how soft it is.
Yeah.
Does leave a couple, felt like it left some particles behind.
Really? Huh.
Because it didn't print on the Bowden, we had to use the direct drive printers. We're using the Type A machine. That printed out really well, yeah.
All right.
And as you've already seen, I just had an offset set in the G code so I could print on the cardboard here.
Okay. You printed on blue paper's tape first, and it's like, okay, it works. Now let me switch it over.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty well.
That's kind of neat. You're printing on paper.
So this is definitely for, say, if you wanted to print like, something giant.
Yeah, I can see that being.
You're not going to be able to mill that in the other planer, and sending that off to Oshpark, I don't know what that's going to cost having like this ginormous.
And then Eagle itself doesn't. Their free license doesn't let you go over like 4x4 inches or something.
That's right. Yeah. So of course the test right after that was doing a dual extrusion print.
Yeah. So let me talk about one thing I don't like about it. Unspooled filament. It's kind of annoying, guys. For $100, we really need a spool because it can go to waste and get tangled up very, very easily.
And then
so maybe we'll suggest that to them about that. Like, hey, we like the filament, but you might want to have a spool because spooling yourself is just tedious.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, Pedro printed out his dual extruded. Does this work with dual extrusion? Is the test? Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to use the FlashForge Creative Pro since it's only available in 175 millimeter at the moment.
Right. Let's just skip right over to it since you have it here.
Yeah. So I'm printing at 190 for the temperature, and it's a little bit of goopage, and that's just because of the nature of the dual extrusion on the FlashForge, because it's not independent. There's not independent heads.
They recommend printing at 15 millimeters to 20 millimeters a second.
Yeah, I think I was printing at, I believe, about 40.
It's like double. So we might want to print a little bit slower,
but it did work. It did work.
Yeah, it did work. But yeah, it has a really low melting point. So I guess that's why they recommend, or at least they show in their guides, using a hot air gun, because using something like bare conductive paint is kind of defeats the purpose of it, I suppose. But hey, we used bare conductive paint here because it was just the quickest way we could get it in there.
Yeah, but yeah, it does work. So if you just use the model for the tweezers that we've done in a previous project for the conductive filament projects, and that works out pretty well. So the test here was how small can I make the pads on here and have this still be conductive. This is a 0.5 millimeter thickness, so it's like 5 layers of filament here, printing at 0.2 millimeters, and it works pretty well.
Whee, nice and green.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So you can dual extrude this, but because it's such expensive filament, sometimes you need to print like an ooze shield, and you definitely don't want to waste this material that way. So I wanted to do the same test with the Protopasta filament.
So this is Protopasta filament?
Exact same settings and
regular
it's
purple
exact same
PLA.
files, yeah. So this is purple PLA, and it's the exact same.
It looks the same. Whoa.
So no difference there. I guess if you wanted to put these in their own category, the Protopasta would be excellent for touch capacitive projects and very low voltage circuits. Yeah, because one of the advantages of the Electrifi is that you can use microcontrollers with multiple LEDs, which we'll test as well in this coming week.
Okay, well, I mean, we just got this yesterday, so give us some time to like make some other tests. But Pedro, you took it on and did it really well, I think. So
yeah,
good
so
first
definitely,
test, good first look.
If you wanted to make like giant like circuit layouts, because once you start playing with the other mill, you start looking at small projects like they were able to make with the name tag and go, oh, okay, well we could just mill that.
Yeah,
but if you don't have
they made a giant. Go back to the learn. You can
it's
see
definitely another option.
Like their LED art. These are framed like probably like 8 by 11. Well, as big as your printer can make, I guess.
Yeah.
But check them out. Their website is multi3dllc.com, and there's an article written about them on 3D industry, 3D printing industry. Really? Because it's like it's like whoa. So this is pretty neat. Check it out, guys. We'll take a look at their pricing margins to see if it makes sense for us to carry it in the shop. But it was actually suggested to us, so I think it's pretty cool.
Cool.
Test it out. It's really up our alley since we, 3D printing and DIY electronics. Cool. All right, so that's that filament. Guess what? We got more filament. This is some new stuff.
Yeah, so over at the AM show in the Netherlands, ColorFab announced their steel filament, which joins their growing line of metal filaments with bronze and brass. Yeah,
bronze, brass, copper, now
so they sent us a lovely note here with the settings. They recommend using a steel nozzle, of course, since the brass ones will wear out after about 700 grams of use.
Okay.
So, of course, we had to compare this to the Protopasta steel that's been on the market
comparing
for
everything
a
with
while.
Protopasta.
Well, they've had...
We don't carry steel. We carry magnetic iron. We carry Protopasta.
Yeah.
We're trying to carry coffee. Anyway, sorry on a tangent. Tell me, what's the difference?
Yeah, so the difference between it is, again, they are a soft metal, the ColorFab one. So tried running it through the Bowden extruder, didn't work as well. Just because it's 175, I'm sure the 2.8 will work. The Protopasta is a little bit more stiffer, so that we were able to run that through the Bowden. And they weighed about the same.
Yeah.
And because we just got this yesterday, we're still in the midst of doing all the tests as we speak. And we'll let you guys know what it's like when we run it through.
These are fresh off the bed. What happened here?
Like I said before,
yeah,
the Bowden.
All right.
So we're doing all the tests now.
3D printed right here, right now. This feels heavy. Holy crap.
And this is from Protopasta.
This one's Protopasta? On the Type A machine, though.
Yeah, so we'll do tests on
man,
tumbling.
that's not a real good comparison, because like one machine is Bowden, another one's direct drive, and with Bowden, you're really kind of finicky with the types of material you can print.
Yeah.
So this is my dodecahedron.
So this is the ColorFab right here, printed on the Type A machine.
Oh, it is?
Up.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And this is the Protopasta. Yeah, I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, so we're going to try again on the Type A machine, because the Bowden's not working out. It started out great. Look at that. It looks really good. And then it just like gave hell.
Yeah, so, the soft metals running it through, especially when they're 175, it's not.
It looks so artistic. Let me see if I can. It's like art. Look at the damage, the something. Insert adjective here. Like, again, it started really nice.
Yeah, it's probably once it starts doing all that retraction, which I did slow down and lower down to 2 millimeters. So
yeah, so
it's just not going to work on a Bowden.
Okay.
It has to be 2.85 for that.
The travel of the filaments so much.
This is the steel fill.
Closer. There we go.
There we go. So we'll do some tumbling tests for next week and see how well that polishes.
Okay.
Some of the initial tests, it looks pretty good. So we'll take a look at carrying these if you guys are interested. The main reason we didn't start carrying the steel fill from Protopasta was because the iron had the same look to it, but it also had the magnetic properties. It had the rusting
properties.
These are not
magnetic.
Yeah, so that's why I chose to go with the iron instead of steel, just because of the sort of extra characteristics of that iron material. So cool. Got more other materials from. I don't even know if we're allowed to talk about the other ones, but we'll look at those next week.
Yeah. Well, you posted a photo, so.
It didn't say the name for them on there. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. You're clever, man. You're clever. All right. All right. So if you guys think we should carry this filament, let us know, and we'll do it. Shop talk.
Shop talk.
That's it for shop talk.
I think that's it for that.
Yeah. Cool.
Got some other stuff, but the show's already gonna run long if we stop to look at those.
Hey, everybody in the chat. It's time for Q&A. So, if you have any questions now, let's chat. What is the difference between that filament and normal copper filament? Okay, that's a good question, Frederick. The main difference is that one is conductive and the other one isn't. Normal copper filament, like copper fill from the fine folks at ColorFab,
it just doesn't have
it's not conductive at all. But that stuff's really nice still for aesthetics purposes. It's very heavy. It's like double the weight of something you would get normally. We used it heavily on
polishing,
our. Yeah, it's great for polishing. We did a whole episode on polishing and a tutorial and guide on how to polish that stuff. Worked really well for our Adafruit chess set that we designed. This Electrifi filament is what they call it. Is very, very conductive.
Has a lot more copper particles in there. And again, the thing that they figured out is how to make it not oxidize.
Right. I think with protopastas, now their stuff is black. It's not copper.
Yeah, it's like graphite, I believe.
Graphite.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're using completely different material. Yeah, so that's that. Thanks for the question. Any tips for printing interlocking parts? Yeah, you want to have a good clearance for tolerances, right? My suggested tolerance is
0.2 to 0.4.
Yeah, millimeters, 0.2 millimeters of clearance. So that even 0.4 sometimes, it really depends on what material you're using. So if you're using PLA, you're going to want to have that range from 0.02 to 0.04 of a clearance.
Also the orientation of how the parts are laid out. If it's vertically, it's different than from when it's laid down flat.
And then those are just some quick tips though.
Jacob is asking, would we suggest the other mill or a larger CNC?
Depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, so again, the other mill Pro, where it shines, and why it's so expensive is because of its ability to mill PCB boards. The precision that you get on that is these tiny little traces that you're able to do. You're not going to be able to do that with a regular CNC. It's definitely what sort of projects you want to do.
Yeah, and the software is really nice too, the other planer.
Yeah,
works really well.
Nice library of all of the tools.
Yeah,
and,
I don't have a Carvey or an X-Carve. I think you can do fine pitch as well, but I don't have any experience with easel, their software that they use, so I'm not sure. This other plan takes board files and Gerber files right away, knows exactly what to do. You might have to do a little bit more work with Carvey, but I don't know. Let me know.
Android is asking, how does the LED matrix work? If you're talking about the one that Electrifi was showing off, it's just the way that the traces are laid out.
Oh, I can show you real quick on their website. Yeah.
And then the code too is like telling. Yeah, the code is telling it which way the LEDs are oriented, so it knows 1 is over here and knows how to light them up.
Yeah, these are NeoPixels, and where's the data clock? Or actually, this is a different one. Is it a different one? They have one where they show. Yeah, I think that's the data line there. Somewhere. I don't see
so
it.
It's basically just chained, and it knows which one is.
Exactly,
it tells you number 1 light up, number 3 light up.
Yeah, they're all wired in
6
parallel.
So it knows
microcontrolled.
How to order each one to light them up.
Yeah, check out this. You straight up using a little tiny, AT-Tiny IC chip. Yeah, it's pretty dope. So take a look at their website. I mean, do some reading on there.
Is asking, what is the best 3D printer under $1,100 in 2016?
Oh man, that's a tough one. It's hard to nail down the best.
Yeah, all around though, probably gonna be the Flash Forge. I think for under $1,100, since it has dual extrusion, it has the heated bed, it comes with the enclosure. Ninja Flex without any modifications. PLA, ABS.
Carbon,
yeah, it does.
Polyester, nylon.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep.
Chai is asking, on the Type A machine, can you show how tight you guys set the X and Y belts?
How tight are they?
Did
Did you tighten them at all?
I didn't do any tightening.
Yeah, this is, okay, so this model is the 2016 or 2015 model?
It's 2016.
The Pro.
Pro model.
Which has a heated bed.
Yeah, I didn't do any tightening of the belts on it.
Yeah. Older models have a little bit of a problem with bot steps and certain things.
Yeah, that was just the bot steps.
Okay. But no belt problems?
Yeah, no belt problems.
How tight are they?
What do we think about the Simi CNC Aris? It looks pretty good. Nice little portable Delta style 3D printer.
Yeah. There's also one from Delta Printer that looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll ask the guys if they want to send one over.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
Let's see what else do we have here.
Message redacted from Hobby Pro. That just sticks out.
Oh.
All right. I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Well, thank you guys again for hanging out with us. today. Tomorrow, next week will be episode 100, but this is our 2-year anniversary thing. So if you want to help us out, help out Adafruit as a whole, and help yourself out, get 10% off anything in the shop.
Use coupon code COUNTDOWN. Expires at 11:59 p.m. tonight. It only works on everything but software and gift certificates.
Yep, that's right.
So make sure to take advantage of that.
Yep. 3D Thursdays, 2 years old.
Yep, you can
that's
rewind
my
all
new
the way
song.
back to the...
Please don't. It's too awkward. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see you guys next week, though. Thank you, guys.
Checking out all the comments
Yeah.
here.
All right.
That's
Don't
pretty
forget
much it.
all the other lineup of shows like Ask Engineer, Show and Tell, where you can come and show your projects. Colin is doing pseudo-random. New Cons Lab is being planned. He's not... Cons Lab is still kicking,
Actually,
man.
there's one that's coming out for next week, all about chiptunes. So stay tuned for that one.
Chiptude's my favorite.
Yeah.
Tony D, he's doing it up. He has
Finishing
a...
up the laser cat toy.
Yeah, tomorrow's
Tomorrow's
Tony's
episode.
stream.
Check that out.
He streams only on Twitch, bandwidth purposes, but then he uploads it to YouTube as an archive. So there you go.
Yep.
Lamar, this Saturday, she's got I think the last episode series for Maker IO, powered by DigiKey. You have to say that at the end. Powered by DigiKey, or else it doesn't. Yeah, it's about marketing, how to market your electronics. Good stuff. Thank you guys again for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. But until then, remember to keep on making.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.